When will this go away?
Never.
Are you ready, comedy partner? Waka waka.
To destroy my sweater, hold this thread as I walk away.
As I walk away. Okay, so this is whatever. Something that I got into collecting actually when I started working at the movie theater actually as a regular just box office, when I would work in box office a lot, was collecting old money.
That's cool.
And my reason is
you say that like it's unusual, but there's gigantic, it's like a huge thing, like money collectors.
It might not be nerdy in the sense of something you do.
They've never heard of this, but I've collected coins. And you see coins.
Might be strange, but coins were always my thing.
I thought about collecting stamps at some point, but that's a little too far off the beaten path.
So I used to work the early shift, like the weekday morning shift. So seniors would come in.
Sure.
And a lot of times...
Oh, see, that's perfect.
Yeah, they would come in and they would cash... I never understood this, but I guess at some point you don't care. But I guess they used to collect old money, and eventually they either realized, like, it's really not worth what they thought it would be worth.
Right.
Or they just didn't give a crap anymore.
Right.
So they started using the old money to go see a movie.
Sure.
You know, whenever they would bring the old money in, I would change it with my money and then just take it. So I have a lot of, like, old money from... That's not it? But this isn't it.
That was the best segment. We are really good at this.
I lost all the old money.
We hope you're enjoying yourself. You have 5 minutes to visit our refreshment stand.
It's time for Deep Music Thoughts with Bootsy Spankins.
Did I ever tell you that I jumped out of a plane once?
No, actually you haven't.
No. So one time back in the day, when I was working at the movie theater, my boss came up to me. Me and my friends were thinking about jumping out of the plane. Would you ever want to do that? And I was like, yeah, sure, of course, I'll do that, whatever. So months go by. All of a sudden, my boss comes up to me and goes, hey, a week from Friday, we're gonna go jump out of a plane, so I signed you up. So I'm doing it now. He picks me up in the morning and we drive to the airport. So we get there and the first thing we do is we sit down in a room and you have to sign a bunch of papers that say that
if you die.
Yeah, literally. That what it is you don't jump by yourself. You tandem jump. The first jump, and you're just strapped to the front of somebody. So I go onto this plane, and as I'm walking up to this plane, but I'm not joking when I say that a good portion of the side of the plane was duct taped. Just duct tape holding up the holes, like putting the holes. The pilot of the plane had a parachute. So
just in case.
Yeah, duct tape and a guy flying the plane has a parachute. So we get into the plane, it's just me and the guy who's gonna be on my back. And I'm like, this is weird, whatever. And as we're like getting in and I'm just these two, what I think, I'm gonna just say for the sake of argument, Russian guys, accents sounded Russian, jump on the plane, but they're parachuting on their own. They're like, can we hitch a ride with you guys? Da, da, da. And the guy's like, yeah, sure, whatever. So they get on the plane with us. We get to 10,000 feet and they level off. The guy who's strapped to my back says, are you ready? And of course I'm just like, yeah, sure. And the guys who were up in the plane with us, the Russian guys, which again, I'll just say for sake of argument, Russian guys kick open the back, they open the door. and the one guy turns to me, the Russian guy turns to me and goes, are you ready to shit your pants? And just falls out of the plane. Just like disappears, and the other guy looks at me and he gives me the thumbs up and goes out, and then the guy's just like, are you ready? So we fall out of the plane and you're falling, and I think because we fell at 10,000 feet, I think like 30 seconds of free fall. Which is amazing. Yeah, which is a long time. And it's weird because the wind is blowing up into your mouth that it feels like you can't breathe, but you can because the air is being shoved into your face. Yeah. And then he taps you on the shoulder to tell you when he's gonna like pull the chute. Like you're going from I think 212 miles an hour or whatever the hell it is, 186 or something, to like 40.
Yeah.
In like a second.
Yeah.
So it's like all this pressure just ripping on your groin and everything.
Yeah.
In a second. And then from that point on, it's worth like all the money because you're just floating quietly for 2, 3, 4 minutes, whatever it is. But it was pretty awesome. I don't know if I would do it again. I guess I would do it again once maybe my kids are like old enough that if I die, it was like, well, Dad died jumping out of a plane. Where is it? Jesus.
What have we here?
That's cool. He's playing basketball with. It's time for band charades.
Band charades. All right.
Not band charades. Band charades.
All right. So, all right. I'm gonna try. I had one other thing in mind, but I'm gonna try this one instead. So.
Heroin, pigtails, happy heroin, huge band in the 80s, Nirvana, what is this, girlish, excited, whole, 2 words, okay, 2 words, happy, giddy, girlish, pigtails. No? Mainline? Heroin. Obviously just heroin. Drugs. Euphoria. Druggy. Vomit. Overdose. OD. I think he just died. I don't think this was a game. It's time for Tom Abroad.
They won't shut up. Shut up.
Tune in next week for more of Tom Abroad.
I'm Woodsy Owl, and I'm here to tell you about a dirty word, pollution.
Help Woodsy spread the word. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Don't paint or write on buildings. That's pollution.
Give a hoot. Don't pollute. Never be a dirty bird.
Hoo-hoo. Turn your radio down. That's noise pollution.
In the city or in the woods, help keep America looking good.
So give a hoot. Don't pollute. Don't pollute. Don't pollute. Don't pollute.
It's, here it is. So, I have some old money.
He had some envelope of other stuff, apparently.
There's other stuff. You know, this is your typical American $2 bill.
Get ready, because this ain't funny. My name is Mike D, and I'm about to get money. Pulled out the jammy, aimed it at the sky. He yelled, stick 'em up, and let 2 fly. Hands went up, and people hit the floor. They wasted 2 kids that ran for the door. I'm Mike D, and I get respect. Your cash and your jewelry is what I expect. The MCA was with it, and he's my ace, so I grabbed the piano player, and I punch him in the face. Piano player...
So sometimes they would bring in $2 bills and whatever, which are like, you know, your common 1970, I guess, $6 bills.
I got a little horsey named Paul Revere. Cause me and my horsey and I caught up beer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand. Sheriff's posse's on my tail cause I'm in demand.
But every once in a while, they would bring in these, like, old $2 bills from the... Like, this one's from 1953.
That's cool.
Yeah, and see how it has, like, the red print? And the back is different.
One lonely beastie I be, all by myself without nobody. The sun's beating down on my baseball hat. The hair's getting hot, the beer's getting flat. Looking for a girl, I ran into a guy. His name is MCA. I said howdy, he said hi.
Sometimes they would bring in these old ones, like this is from 1935. Can you all picture child Eric rapping to these in the street?
Yeah. So sorry to interrupt with that. No, that's actually that's pretty cool.
That's almost 100 years old.
I don't think we're close enough to say that yet.
No? It's almost 90 years old. It's almost 80 years old.
It's over 80. Cool stuff. Scan that, folks. Take a screenshot and then scan that.
And this is, I used to like when the old people would bring in these ones. Like, this is from 1953, but clearly it's in such perfect condition. Like, this obviously sat.
Yeah.
Someone ironed that.
Oh, it's
a rainy day.
Smells like riches.
And these old dollars say on the bottom, in silver, payable to the bearer on demand.
That because that used to be a thing.
Like, I want my silver. Give me my silver!
You notice though what
and it doesn't say "In God We Trust."
That's exactly what I was just going to point out. You notice that does not say that
because that was put on in the 50s, right?
Right. It was part of the whole Red Scare.
You know, same thing. Old $5 bills that we would get. Like I said, I used to like the ones that were in this red. They'd have that like red ink on them. And here's a $10 bill actually too. Yeah. And I started getting into them and thinking they were cool, so I found a place in town that would sell them, and I eventually went to a place that...
He was buying $10 bills for $18.
Yeah. Aside from that, was this, which I didn't, because I never knew, but this was how big dollar bills were.
This is real?
That's a real dollar bill. That's how big dollar bills were. They were called horse dollars. And that's how big money was prior to 1928.
Horse dollars?
Horse.
Horse dollars?
Horse.
I like the back on that one.
Yeah. This is a regular size, right?
And that's the horse dollar.
This is it's considerably bigger. Can I have a bar of chocolate?
Message is transmitted at the request of the Federal Aviation Administration. An unidentified aircraft has been located near the state of Florida. The aircraft is presumed to be foreign and may pose a threat to those in the area. More updates will follow as information becomes available.
It's Eric's garden.
Oh, you don't mean to be doing this. Okay, so this looks pretty sad, and look at how like nasty and sloppy it is. That's because it's not actually a plant. It looks like a plant. It's not a plant. There's not any roots. This thing doesn't have any roots. It's not a plant. This is a branch. It's a tomato branch that I pruned off of another tomato. And what I do when I prune tomato branches is sometimes if it's a nice big healthy branch, I just find a random spot in the garden and stick it in there. And what happens is these things will root. So it'll be in the ground for a little while. Probably in another 4 or 5 days, it'll actually develop roots. And this will start giving me tomatoes. Even though it's just from another tomato plant. I cut it off. So look, it looks sad. And it's just a branch, but soon it's going to be a plant. That's amazing. Mother Nature is amazing. Mother Nature is better than you.
That was Eric's garden.
It's a wood box.
Wood box.
Oh wow, even without the microphone, you there's probably spiders in there. I should put my mouth in there. Alright. Yeah, just lift that just a bit. Or slide it without wrecking my guitar.
Or slide that over.
Well, just... Wait, is that empty? Really? Do I have storage? Do I have storage space? Just like see if you can lift the end. Okay, that's empty. That trunk is empty. All right, so
slide that over.
That would be perfect.
What is that?
hang it up on something?
Yeah.
No, it isn't. You just...
It's hitting something. There we go.
Yeah,